Divide your layer cake into lights for happy hearts, mediums and darks for the hearts and the border. Take your 10-inch square and trim 1/2 inch across one end. And then move your ruler and cut it into 5-inch rectangles. Split them apart. Take your background squares, 2 5-inch squares and 4 1.5-inch squares. Draw diagonal lines across all of your squares. Put them on a sandpaper board so they don't slide. Take your stiletto, gather them up, and place the 2 5-inch squares on the bottom of each of the rectangles, and the 1.5-inch squares go across the top edge. Just lay them out in the shape of a heart and sew on those lines. Take your ruler, place the 1/4 inch line on the stitching line and trim 1/4 inch away. Just move it again. This is a quick way of getting it done fast. Turn your ruler on the bottom and just zip down one side and up. Stack up those little points and get rid of them, but save the big ones. When you press 1/2 in one direction and the second half in the opposite direction. That way, whenever you flip these 2 patches right sides together, they're going to lock. Done sewing, lock up that seam right there, squeeze it tight, match up on the bottom too, so they're very perky from the right side. Use your stiletto to hold the seams flat as you sew down that center seam. Perfect. A thing of beauty. Now the Hugs and Kisses border comes from 10-inch squares. Cut them in half in one direction and then the other so that you have 4 5-inch squares. The background squares are 2.5 inches square. You're going to just place them on opposite corners and stitch. If you'd like, you can use unmarked squares and just put your clearly perfect angles on your sewing machine. And then all you have to do is glide the tips, lining up with the lines on the tool. Go ahead and assembly line sew, but one right after the other. So a whole long string of them, and then just cut, turn them around, place background squares in the opposite corner, and assembly line sew right down that diagonal line. Well, I like to assembly line cut too. Take your 6 by 24-inch ruler, line up the 1/4 inch line on the stitching, just cut off those tips. Oh, those are mighty big tips. And just turn the ruler, cut the second side, clip the threads, press the seam and press open so that your block is ready to go. Cut them apart and lay them out into the X's and O's design. Well, we're starting out with an O here with just 4 patches. And then when you do the next block, you can actually plan it so that it fades into an X or another O.